So in today's video, we're going to be throwing on the LED lights into the 240. The main reason for that is because this is the car that I drive the most, and two, they've just been sitting at my workbench for about a year now, so I was like, I figured I'd put them to good use and throw them into the car I drive the most. The current LED lights that I have are plugged into your existing cigarette lighter, which I use mine for my phone charger, so I don't want to have this there. Plus, I feel like it doesn't look as good. It looks like something cheap that you just kind of just plug in and have your lights on. Not that there's anything bad with that, I just don't like the look of it, but mainly because I want to still be able to use my charger and I don't want to have to unplug my lights just to charge my phone. So that's why I'm going to be doing this kind of a little bit of a tucked. So the way I'm going to be routing mine is I'm going to try, at least, I hope this works. There should be just a positive and a negative going towards this. I don't think there should be anything else. So I just want to cut this, and if there is a positive and a ground, I'm going to ground the ground to the same ground on my radio, and the positive is going to go to my 12-volt ignition for my radio. So that means when I turn the car off, the lights will turn off, and when I turn the car on, it'll turn on and it'll power on with my radio. And then I'll hide all the wires under here so you won't see anything. And then if I ever want to change the color of the lights, I can do what my friend Tom does and just lift this tray out, and then it'll be in there, the little box. Sorry for the coins. This box will be in here just sitting like that with the little receiver, and then I could just change the color and then put this back on, and then you won't even see that they're there. So I know there's kits that you can buy them that have a positive and a ground and they don't have this little plug, but I bought these for my truck a while ago, and I bought it like this because I wanted to have it like that. But now I don't need it, so I'm just going to cut it off. Otherwise you could just buy it without this, so I'm just going to, I guess I'll go back a little just in case I need to put it back. So I'll run right there, and you cut, and just like I thought, there's a positive and a ground. You guys probably can't see. So right here you can see there's a power and a ground, and judging by how thin the wire is, these don't take up much power at all, because if not, they'd be a lot thicker. These are super thin. I was actually surprised. Now we're going to remove this center bezel in order to get to the back wires of the head unit. In order to do that, there should be a clip right here. You can pry that up. Pry this one up like so. Push it out. One quick thing I forgot to mention, you will need to remove your shift knob, and in order to do that, you just twist it off. These are threaded on there because the shift boot needs to come out. Okay, well, like I was saying, you just pull on this. Okay, so now that that's out, this is out. Pull on right here to get the top one to come out. Now we're going to remove these two Phillips. There's one right there, one right there, in order to get the head unit to come out. Alright guys, so the wire that we're going to be tapping into is the red one. The red one is the 12-volt auxiliary. The yellow one is the 12-volt constant, which this one goes pretty much straight to your battery. So like I said, we're going to splice it into this red one and then just throw everything back together. And we should have it hooked up to when you open the key, it'll turn on. When you turn off the key, it'll turn off. Alright, so now I have it all hooked up. It looks a little ghetto, I know, but it's going to work. Now before I put everything back, I know it all works, I already tested it all out. We're going to route the two fronts, which there's not really a front or a back, but these are meant for like a four-seater car. So the shorter ones usually go to the front, and then the longer ones go to the back, like back here. But since this is a small car, yeah, my seats are stained, I know. It's a small car, there's not really a point for me, at least I don't think, to put lights back here because no one's going to see that. No one sits back here. So I'm going to route two going that way, and it's going to be one down here, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with the other two. I might put them right here, maybe back here, I don't know. I guess I'll find that out right now, but I'm going to put the two longest ones going towards the front, and I have to do that right now before I put all this back, because then this is going to cover all of this. I mean, I could route it through under here, but this is easier to see. Maybe not for you guys, but it's all easier to see for me, routing the wires in here to see exactly where they're at, and I could tape them up to the end or the side of the dashboard so they're not just loosely in there. So for the front wires, I roughly just estimated like this to see how much slack I needed. This, I'm going to tuck this up in here so you won't even see that. I already measured that side, so that's all good. So now what I did is I got the wires. Let me see if I can get a shot in there. I got the wires and I electrical taped them to the side of the inner dashboard in there. It's these black wires, you point right here. So I just wrapped them around, electrical tape right there, a little bit up here, you can't see it, and that'll keep it out of the way. That way there's not so many like a rat's nest of wires right here. This rat's nest of wires, I'm gonna electrical tape all around all this, so this will be all pretty much looking like one wire. Just get it all clean in here because I don't like looking at all these wires. And in the rear ones, also I forgot to mention, the box is right here. These go this way. I'm also gonna electrical tape this to the side of right here. And the reason I'm doing electrical tape is because if I ever need to remove the dash or this center console, I could just rip the little tape off and it'll be good, and it's not a permanent thing. So I'm gonna put a little bit in here to keep these two wires as close to I can right here. And also I'm gonna use electrical tape so they don't fall out, because there is a little gap right here, and so they don't fall out and they're just dangling down here. So I ran them down here underneath, right there, underneath the dash. Yeah, and they go right there and all that. The rears, they go down this way underneath the center console, and they come out right there, right in the back. So I still haven't routed those, or I should say I routed them, but I don't know where I'm gonna put them. So they're just sitting right there in my seats right now. Alright guys, now before you fully mock those up and put those up, like stick them up where they should go and do everything, I would highly recommend you test them out, just to 100% make sure that everything's working. So you can see how I have mine right there, and then they fire up. So does the radio. And then I have my, let me see if I can find it. They're a little dim. If you want, you can turn them up a little. There you go, that's how you know it's maxed out. You can hit yellow, not that you'd want yellow, but purple. Purple looks sick. You can also do like a fade. You can see right there. And if you want to speed it up, you can go up like this. I'm pointing at the wrong thing. You got a point right here. And when it flickers like that, that's how you know it's actually listening. So for the little receiver box, it's right here at the center of the screen. I was going to use tape and just tape it up to the side, but I forgot I had double-sided tape, so I'm just going to cut a little piece off and double-side tape that little receiver box onto the side, just so it doesn't kind of wobble around and stuff, just so I don't hear any rattling, because I know when I'm driving it's going to rattle a little, it's going to hit against this plastic and it's going to sound annoying. So with this little bit of I guess you can call it like insulation, one, it'll help it stay there, and two, it'll not rattle against the plastic and it'll sound like there's nothing there. Alright guys, so I'm wrapping this up just in time. The sun is starting to go down, there's a nice sunset, so I'll be able to get some shots for you guys. But quickly before the sun goes down, I'm going to show you guys how I pretty much did it. It comes with double-sided tape, and I just stuck it onto this little metal piece right behind the glove box. This is on my 240. On my hard body, it was the same. There's a little plastic piece. A bunch of cars have pieces right here where you can just stick it on there. And don't worry, the tape is not too strong where you're like, oh, when I take it off, it's gonna peel off the vinyl behind it or the fabric or anything. It's actually kind of weak, which is good for that reason. But it also sucks because it's weak and sometimes it tends to like kind of peel and fall off. So you just gotta stick it up or get some stronger double-sided tape on there, whatever the guys like. But you can see it right there. I'm just waiting for it to get dark, and I'll figure out where I'm gonna route the rears. And then once it's all that, I'll clean the inside and I'll show you guys some shots of what it looks like during the dark. Alright guys, so I was editing the video and I realized I made no outro, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys how I got the lights all mounted up. Show you guys right here. They don't look that bright, mainly because this is a camera, well, my iPhone I'm using right now. But in person, they look a lot brighter. You can't even stare at them. So those two are the main ones, and then the ones I have down here on the seats. Right now you can't really see them because it's broad daylight, but at night, this whole thing lights up right here, lights up on this side. So it looks pretty cool. The back also lights up. I like them because they're bright enough to where you can tell that there's lights, but you can't see it from the outside, so cops can't really say, oh, you got lights in there. And they're not too bright to where you can't drive, if that makes sense. Right now, I'm just using my iPhone just to quickly wrap this up instead of getting my camera and transferring over and all that stuff. So that's why I'm using the iPhone. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.